prophetic time. I'm just telling you, when I did that prophecy, which, look, I go by Bible prophecy, but there are prophecies given by many different people that we do pay attention to, no matter if it's Kim Clement or David Wilkerson or Dr. Lester Sumrall or Jack Van Impe or Dr. Irvin Baxter or Dr. David Jeremiah, different people, okay? Dr. Sumrall. But one thing I do know, that we do take a look at different things. Certainly, God was speaking to me to talk about the coming pope and the very powerful position that this pope may play in the end times, and the fact that J.D. Vance, the vice president, was meeting with Pope Francis on Easter Sunday, and the fact that J.D. Vance, the vice president, met with the man right here over my shoulder here, and that's Pietro
Perilin.
Pietro Perilin, okay, who is and this guy's the number 2 in command and is the leading candidate to potentially be the next pope. But I have a list of 15 candidates, and I'm going to share all of them, their names and why they're in the running in just a moment. But first, let me put a shout out, if you guys don't mind, for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. You see, Noble Gold Investment recognizes that there is an incredible paradigm shift going on with gold. Gold's a biblical currency. It has stood the test of time. Gold is up 46% in the last year. That's doubling what the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 did. But this isn't just a rally, folks. It's the global reserves are shifting to the point that the banks can't fulfill the orders for people buying gold. They can't ship the gold because they don't have it in their possession. But Noble Gold does. They have gold bars, they have gold coins, and if you order from Noble Gold, if you go to www.pastorpaulgold.com or call them on the phone today at 877-646-5347, they can ship your gold to you today, all right? Right to your home. So don't panic, but profit from this, the rise of of gold. And if you do set up a gold or silver IRA or qualify, they'll give you this 1/4 of an ounce. This is 1/10 of an ounce. 1/10 of an ounce gold coin. This 1/10 of an ounce gold coin, they'll give it to you for free, and it's worth over $400. They'll give it to you for free. So check it out. Go to pastorpaulgold.com. You'll be glad, folks. You will be glad that you did. Oh, wow. Well, anyway, let me tell you what's going on here. Let's start with the very first candidate here. There's 15 candidates, and it's the guy right over my shoulder. It is
Pietro Perilin.
Pietro Perilin. Why is he number 1 on the list? Well, he is because Pietro Perilin is 70 years old. He is from Rome. He's an Italian from Rome. He is the Vatican's Secretary of State. He's number 2 in command. He's the Vatican's chief diplomat. And Perilin has also been has been at the Vatican nearly the entire time Pope Francis has been in charge of the papacy. Perilin is known to many world leaders, having traveled the globe, but also to many inside the Roman Curia, the government of the Holy See. He's a member of the Francis's Council of Cardinals, and he's on the advisory body. Perilin played a key role in the historic 2018 deal between the Holy See of the Vatican and China on the arrangement on appointments of bishops from China. So he is a key player, and if he is Peter from Rome. He really is. That's his name. Could he be Peter Romus of the St. Malachi prophecy that the 267th Pope would be Peter the Roman? Well, it could be him. Now, next in line, another one to watch out for, guys, is another Italian. Okay. For some reason, that one's not speaking. Because I definitely can't say this guy's name. Interesting. No reason that doesn't play. They've been playing, so why would that one not play?
Pietro Perilin.
Okay. And that one don't play. The guy's name is something like Pierbattista Pizzabella. Okay, and that's not right. But anyway, he's 60 years old, and he's from Jerusalem. This is interesting. Pizzabella is the top Catholic in the Middle East. He is the cardinal from Jerusalem, and he also represents the West Bank, the Palestinian territories, also the nation of Jordan and the nation of Cyprus. Okay, and so he's been a cardinal for about 2 years. He's a Franciscan Catholic, and he appeals for peace from both sides. All right. He has led Mass in 2024. He led Mass in Gaza and in Jerusalem. So he is high on the list. Also,
Mateo Maria Zuppy.
Mateo Maria Zuppy, another Italian, and he's 69. He's the Archbishop of Bologna. Zuppy is a member of the Roman community and certainly a candidate for the pontiff. For 3 decades, he's acted as the discreet diplomat for the Vatican, including serving Pope Francis as special peace envoy for Ukraine. He's known for riding his bicycle around town. Zuppy is a very popular figure for decades of work on behalf of the needy. He also advocates for the welcoming of migrants, and he welcomes gay Catholics into the church. Very interesting to pay attention. He's been president of the Italian Episcopalian Conference since 2022. So keep an eye on Zuppy. And then there's the next one that's on the list of potential.
Claudio Gugarati.
Claudio Gugarati is another Italian. He's 69 also. He's a diplomat from the Italian city of Verona. Gugarati he's an expert on the Slavic world. He served as ambassador to the Holy See in several countries, including Britain, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, and Ukraine. He's consulted by Pope Francis on the war between Ukraine and Russia. Gugarati was named prefect of the Eastern churches in 2022. So you want to keep an eye on him. But there's more.
Jean-Marc Aveline.
Jean-Marc Aveline is from France. He's 66 years old. Aveline has spent most of his life in France. He's a very emblematic figure of the southern French port city. And he's considered a very close friend of Pope Francis. He was appointed to the auxiliary bishop of Marseille in 2013 and was elevated to a cardinal in 2022. He's the smiling, friendly Aveline, has advocated for dialogue between religious cultures and the defense of migrants, both central tenets of Pope Francis's papacy. Also, we have the next one in line to watch is this man.
Anders Arberelius.
Anders Arberelius. What? Help me.
Anders Arberelius.
Arberelius. He's from Sweden. He's 75 years old. Okay? 75 years old. And he's the first cardinal. He was appointed cardinal of Sweden in 2017. Arberelius is a convert to Catholicism in the overwhelming Protestant Scandinavian country of Sweden. He is the first Swedish Catholic bishop since the Protestant Reformation and a staunch defender of the church doctrine, notably opposing to allowing women to be deacons, and he opposes the blessing of same-sex couples. But like Pope Francis, he advocates welcoming migrants to Europe, including Christians, Catholics, and potential converts. The next potential pope in line is Mario Greek.
Mario Greek.
Mario Greek is from Malta. Greek is the Secretary General of the Synod of Bishops, a body that gathers information from local churches on crucial issues for the church. Whether the place of women or remarried divorced people could be allowed to take communion. He has had to perform a delicate balancing act following Pope Francis's lead on creating an open alternative church while acknowledging the concerns of conservatives. He has acknowledged the fraternal dialogue between Catholics of all levels while assuring traditionalists that the church is not a democracy and that the church is a hierarchy. Then the next potential pope is Peter Erdo. Peter Erdo. He is 72, and he's from Budapest, Hungary. He's an intellectual. He's respected expert in canon law. Erdo speaks 7 different languages and has published more than 25 books and is recognized for his openness to other religions. But his ties with the government of nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orban, whose hardline anti-migrant views clashed with those of Pope Francis, have been under scrutiny in the past. Known for his enthusiasm for evangelism, the cardinal who grew up under communism is a conservative on such issues as gay marriage and divorce who remarry. And then we have the next guy who's potential for the Pope. Now this don't want to play for me. It's Jean-Claude Hollerich. Jean-Claude Hollerich is 67. He's from Luxembourg. He's a Jesuit, just like Pope Francis. Hollerich has spent 20 years in Japan and is a specialist in European Asian cultural relations as well as German literature. He's firm on dogma. The theologian is still open to the need for the church to adapt to social changes, much like the Argentine Pope he was close to and for whom he served as an advisor on the Council of Cardinals. Hollerich has advocated for the environment and has pushed for lay people, especially young people, to have more involvement in the church. The next potential candidate is Luis Antonio Tagle. He's 67, and he's from the Philippines. Tagle is Asia's front-runner for the papacy. He is a charismatic moderate who has not been afraid to criticize the church for its shortcomings, including its sexual abuse of minors. So he is upset about that. So he's fluent in English. He's an eloquent speaker with self-humor. And like Francis, he is leading advocate for the poor, for migrants, and for the marginalized people. He's nicknamed Chito. He was made a cardinal by Benedict XVI in 2012 and has already been considered a candidate for Pope back in 2013 conclave in which Francis was elected. And next is Charles Mangbo. Charles Mangbo is from Myanmar. He's 76. The president of the Federation of Asian Bishop Conferences. Mangbo was made a cardinal by Pope Francis in 2015, and he is his country's first and only cardinal from Myanmar. Bo has called for dialogue and reconciliation in conflict-ridden Myanmar, and after the military coup of 2021, he appealed to the opposition protesters to remain nonviolent. He has defended the persecuted, mainly Muslims, calling them victims of ethnic cleansing, spoken out against human trafficking, uprooting the lives of many young Burmese. And then there's Peter Turkson. He's from Ghana. He's 76 years old, and he's one of the church's most influential cardinals from Africa. Turkson is often mentioned as the possible first black pope. There's never been a black pope. If he's elected, he'll be the first black pope, and that's huge in Catholic prophecy. Although he said in a 2010 he didn't want the job, insisting any such pope would have a rough time being black. He serves as the counselor of the Pontifical Academy of Science and the Pontifical Academy of Social Science. He was born in a humble family of 10 children. Turkson speaks 6 languages and has visited the World Economic Forum in Davos multiple times. Something to keep in mind. Also, next is Ferdinand Ambongo Bazunga. And he's from the Republic of Congo. He's 65 years old. I may have pronounced his name wrong. Forgive me. But Ambongo is the only cardinal from Africa on Pope Francis's Council of Cardinals, the advisory committee to the pontiff. As president of the Symposium of Episcopalian Conferences in Africa and Madagascar, he signed a letter in January of 2024 voicing opposition to the Vatican's declaration allowing priests to carry out non-liturgical blessings of same-sex unions. He's against it. In 2023 interview, Mbongo proclaimed that Africa is the future of the church, and that it's obvious, he said. And then there's Robert Francis Provost. He's from the United States. He's 69 years old, a native born in Chicago. Provost is the perfect of the powerful diocese for bishops, which is charged with advising the Pope on appointments of new bishops. He spent years as a missionary in Peru and is the Archbishop Emeritus of Chiclayo in South American country. Made a cardinal by Pope Francis in 2023, he's also the president of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America. And then last but not least is Timothy Dolan from the United States. He's 75 from New York City. He's a jovial, ruddy-faced extrovert with Irish-American roots. Dolan is a theological conservative, fiercely opposed to abortion. The former Archbishop of Milwaukee and now the Cardinal from New York City, he oversaw the fallout from the major sexual abuse scandal in the diocese. In New York, amid shrinking church membership, Dolan has reached out to embrace the growing Hispanic population, which is predominantly Catholic. And that is the 15 potential candidates that one of these 15 could very well become the next Pope of Rome in a very prophetic time, because it would be the 267th Pope, which is, according to St. Malachi's prophecy, the last Pope. But it also could be, and it could be the guy over my shoulder here, Peter the Roman, or it could be Turkston from Africa, which would be the first black Pope. So we have a very, very, and in the time we're living in right now, are you serious? This could be the most prophetic moment in the world history as it comes to Rome and how that plays out, guys, in Bible prophecy. There's no question that there's going to be a one world religion, a new world order. A one world religion is coming. Somebody has to lead that charge to tie all the religions of the world together. Will it be the next Pope of Rome? Will it be Peter the Roman? Or will it be the Black Pope, Turkston? Or will it be someone else? It's not even on this list. And what role will they play in these last days? And will the Pope maybe be a very positive Pope, one that embraces a conservative values, one that stands against some of these things that others have allowed? We don't know, but we're going to watch this very closely. Of course, I pray for all the people, and I pray for everyone, of course. I pray for all the Catholics and all the Protestants and everyone that calls upon the name of Jesus. And I pray for all the people who aren't saved, who don't know Christ as their Savior, who do not know Jesus, that they will come to the knowledge of Christ, because we're in the last days. And people need to realize that the things that happen now and the people who get in position now is certainly, absolutely certainly could be a part of the end time prophecies and the soon coming of Jesus Christ. I'll be back in a few minutes because I got another interview to do. Some of you may remember Jonathan Otto and the red light therapy. A lot of folks have been finding out about the healing properties of the red light therapy. And so I'm actually going to interview the man that knows all about it, Jonathan Otto. So I'll be back in about 20 minutes with that interview. God bless everybody. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're in the end times. I'm on top of it. So are you.